Hello explorers, I am Astro Destroyer and in today's video I am going to clear all your conceptions on Git and GitHub, and for that stay tuned. So now let us move forward. So first of all, we'd like to see what is Git. Basically, Git is a free and open source distributed software management system that is basically used for managing all your files and projects which developers develop, and it is also used for updating the various versions of an application that come in the market, and it is a very useful tool for all the software developers and programmers for maintaining their work and presenting their task. Also, Git is very easy to learn with the virtue of all its important and standalone commands which we have in Git, and it can be used with very high speed and efficiency, which stands out as a plus point for all the developers out there. And also it outclasses many software configuration tools like Subversion, CVS, Perforce, and ClearCase with features like cheap local branching, convenient staging areas, and multiple workflows. So these are some of the important features of Git or the Git system which makes it stand alone or stand out from all these previously used software configuration management tools. So let us move forward to see some more important points about Git. And moving on to the next thing, let us see some of the important points. So the first point which we have is Git in its pure form runs in the Linux terminal. Basically, Git was developed by the creator of the Linux terminal or Linux kernel himself, that is Linus Torvalds. He is basically the creator or developer of Git in its pure form, or also the developer of the Linux kernel, which is basically very famous today. And also he alone did not develop it. Git was developed by another developers of kernels. Also, Git is not limited to any particular language. Just because it was developed for Linux terminal and it used to be run on Linux terminal, nowadays today it is not basically used for only Linux commands. Also it can be used in many other languages, not only in Python, not only in C++, not only in Java, but also in Node.js and other programming languages for the ease of developers to work on it. And also finally it's open source and free, and it can be used by anyone. So basically it has become very popular today. And obviously, as I already told, that it was created by the founder of Linux kernel, that is Linus Torvalds, and also some other association of kernel creators or developers at that time. Basically it was created in 2005 by Linus Torvalds and other kernel developers. And moving on to the next important point, it is basically a software configuration management, or SCM you can say. That it is basically used for configuring the software which we use in everyday life, and for making any updates, and also removing or adding some features for the continuous development of any application. Also, Git is a version control system. It is basically used for controlling the versions of the apps or managing the updates which come under any app. And now if you learn about Git, then the first thing and perhaps the most important thing which you can come, or the keyword or jargon, is version control system. Basically, as I had already told in the first slide about Git, that basically Git is a distributed version control system. So what does that mean? So basically you can think like that. Suppose, let me explain it to you in more detail. Suppose you have your computer. Suppose you are a developer and you have your computer. Suppose you have a server also, which will keep track of all the things which you do or all the developments or updates which you make in your project, and basically it is located in some remote area, or think like that you cannot access it anywhere and anytime because of connectivity issues, or you are somewhere in a plain or any other remote village area or like that. And also similar to you, there are many other developers in the market spread across different parts of the world. They are also developing their own software. This is the server. And now suppose you carry on your work and write some code, and you want basically to keep track of all your code and store it in some secure place. So basically you will resort to the server for storing all your work. But suppose you are in some remote area and you cannot access the server by chance, or it is somehow hacked by any hacker. In today's world of hackers, it is very common scenario. And in that situation, what will you do? So basically in that situation you can actually use one feature which is provided by Git to basically distribute all your work and all your projects and updates in your own system. So basically it actually cares about the storing of copies of your work in your own system actually, without specially resorting to the server for storing your works. So this is the copy, and now you don't have to resort to server for storing your work and carry on with your work, or after the server has been fixed you can update your work to the server, for in case your system crashes, and you can then in that case use the server for all your previously done works. So this is basically the concept of distributed version control system. It is really a very important plus point of Git. And so moving on to the next important point, it is basically a repository. Oh, that's a new keyword, right? Yes, it is a very important keyword, and it stands for all the projects and files, including all the programming language files which you use for updating your work and creating or improving your project. Basically, Git provides a repository of changing files and projects to work upon for all the developers and programmers out there. And consider you have different versions of apps and updates. Ever gone to Play Store? Then you will be familiar. Each app which you download or install from the Play Store after a certain period of time needs an update for improving the performance, efficiency and speed of that app. So basically Git comes in handy there, and it is used to keep track of all the versions of the apps which we use. And also you should not be a myth that Git is only for programmers and it is not for the non-technical users. Basically Git favors both programmers as well as non-technical users by keeping track of their project files. And here multiple developers can work together or collaborate for agreeing on to create something similar and distributing their works for creating a project and selling it to the big companies for mutual benefits. And you can say in one way that it is the social media of software developers, like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or whatever social media like Twitter. You can think that it is the social media of software developers where they can develop software freely and individually also, and also with collaborating or coming together in a conglomeration. Also, the most important or one of the most important feature which makes Git very famous is its active community support. Because of its active community support, Git has progressed very far, and now that's why the developers can join hands and work independently and actively on any project on which they have common interests. And basically it is a problem solving and tackling system. That's why you will find many codes out here in a mumbo jumbo, and you can find the solution to almost everything. Like Stack Overflow, many of you might have visited the site. You can find the problem and also the solution of that problem, which is actually given by its users or users of Git, and you can find it in the official website. Some of the features which Git use, and that's why and for what it has become so popular, is it can be used for initializing repositories. Developments can be done on any project by any developer. Checkpoints can be created. Also, the concept of branching is also there. You can merge the branches and many more. So these are some of the important features which Git uses. Now, after learning about Git, let us see what is GitHub. So basically, GitHub you can actually visualize like it is the hub in Git. So Git is a command line tool, but the center around which all things involving Git revolve is the hub, github.com, where developers store their projects and network with like-minded people. So it is the hub for development of projects using the Git system, where developers join hands and work with projects and network with like-minded people with common thoughts and opinions. GitHub is a code hosting platform for collaboration and version control. GitHub lets you and others work together on projects. So let us come to the technical term. So GitHub Incorporation is a United States-based global company that provides hosting for social development version control using Git. In 2018, it became a subsidiary of Microsoft for $7.5 billion. It offers the distributed version control system and source code management (SCM) functionality of Git plus its own features. It provides access control and several collaboration features such as bug trafficking, feature requests, task management, and wikis for every project. Also, GitHub offers plans free of charge and professional enterprise accounts. Free GitHub accounts are commonly used to host open source projects. As of January 2019, Git offers unlimited private repositories to all plans, including free accounts. As of January 2020, GitHub reports having over 40 million users and more than 100 million repositories, including at least 28 million public repositories. Oh, that's huge, man. And making it the largest host of source code in the world. So that's some mind-boggling facts about GitHub. If you talk in the technical terms, and let us see some of the important points of GitHub as well. It is a social networking platform for developers, where the developers can work by joining hands and come to a common opinion for developing a particular project, and later sharing it to all the other community members which we have in a team. Also, GitHub is not limited for developers only, as I had already told. It is a repository for all the files and projects. It can use the concept of branching. So let me explain you what is branching. So suppose you have started a project. You have initialized a repository for your project, and now you are basically going to do some updates and come to a checkpoint. So this is basically a checkpoint. Checkpoint is where you store all your developments, and after, even if you close the system, then all your developments will not get lost. And after that, suppose you are basically interested in doing some side works, and that's why you form a branch for your project. This is actually not in the main branch or master branch as you all say, and further do some side developments which you are not sure about whether to include it in the main project or not. So you do some project, and here also you create some checkpoint and proceed. And from that also you can create another branch, do some developments. Likewise, another side branch you can also create, and like that. So after, suppose in this branch you are satisfied with your work, and basically you have taken the decision with your community members that you want to incorporate this update in your project. And for that, you basically would want to resort to the master branch and include it or merge it with your main project. And for this branch, you are not sure whether you want to merge it or not, so you will also create a checkpoint here and see if in some later point of time you can merge it with your main project or not. So this is basically the concept of branching, and the branch which you can see in the middle is called master branch. And these are the checkpoints. Which you eventually do in gaming for creating or for saving all your accomplishments which you have made in your game. And so next time you visit the game, you can start right from where you had left the game after making the checkpoint. So the next thing which you can also do is pull the request or request the other community members to do their contributions or contribute to your project. And also you can do the forking of a repository for your convenience. And moving on to the next thing, let us explore more. And some related stuffs are coming ahead. So basically some of the important apps or some of the important side things which you can learn when you are basically learning about Git and GitHub is these things. The first one is GitLab. Similar to GitHub, GitLab is a repository manager which lets teams collaborate on code. It is basically written in Ruby and Go programming language. GitLab offers some similar features for issue tracking and project management as GitHub. Also, GitLab is a Git-based repository manager and a powerful complete application for software development. With an user and newbie friendly interface, GitLab allows you to work efficiently both from the command line and from the UI itself. GitLab helps us collect performance metrics for both servers as well as our applications. It quickly lets us determine the impact of managing a particular branch and keep an eye on our production systems without ever leaving GitLab. So the next thing is Bitbucket. Bitbucket is basically the Git repository management solution designed for professional teams. It gives you a central place to manage Git repositories, collaborate on your source code, and guide you through the development flow. It provides awesome features that include access control to restrict access to your source code. So what is GitHub? It is basically like Git, and GitHub gives teams one place to plan projects, collaborate on code, test and deploy all the free private Git repositories. Teams choose Bitbucket because it has a superior Jira integration built in CI/CD and is free for up to 5 users. So the next one is Gitter. Gitter is an open source instant messaging and chat room system for developers and users of GitHub repositories. Gitter is provided as software as a service with a free option providing all basic features and availability and the ability to create a single private chat room and paid subscription options for individuals and organizations, which allows them to create arbitrary numbers of private chat rooms. Individual chat rooms can be created for individual Git repositories on GitHub. Chat room privacy follows the privacy settings of the associated GitHub repository. Thus, the chat room for a private GitHub repository is also private to those with access to the repository. A graphical badge linking to the chat room can then be placed in the Git repository's README file, bringing it to the attention of all users and developers of the project. Here, users can chat in the chat rooms or access private chat rooms for the repositories they have access to by logging into Gitter via GitHub, which does not involve sharing the user's GitHub password with Gitter. Also, Gitter is similar to Slack. Like Slack, it automatically logs all messages in the cloud. And the next one is Tortoise Git. Tortoise Git is simply a native graphic user interface GIT or Git client application. GitLab is a full-blown GitLab is a full-blown repository management and development lifecycle framework which provides some functionality similar to GitHub, such as pull requests, issue tracking, user authentication, etc. There are two different independent applications used for two different things. You can use GitLab with any Git client, including but not limited to Tortoise Git and the built-in Git CLI. On the other hand, you can use Tortoise Git with any local or remote Git repo host. Repo stands for repository, including but not limited to GitLab. Also, we have Glint. Glint is a high-performance Scala programming language parameter server built using Akka. The aim is to make it easy to develop performant distributed machine learning algorithms using the parameter server architecture. One of the major goals is compatibility with Spark. And the final one, which we have related to Git and GitHub, is GitKraken. It is a powerful and elegant multi-platform graphical interface for Git developers by Oxosoft as an alternative to the command line. It is a very simple way we can keep a complete track of our repositories, see branches, tags, create new, all the history of our work, commits and so on. So commit is basically saving. So those of you which have come from SQL background can easily understand what is commit. And also GitKraken is something very interesting. Beyond the visual, it is that it is multi-platform. It is currently available for Windows, Linux as well as Mac. So there are many more related softwares and applications which are related to Git and GitHub. But for the time being, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you enjoyed it, then you can please like, share and comment on any suggestions. And if you have any doubt in your mind about GitHub and Git, then you can comment it in the comment section below. And also you can like and share this video with your friends so that they also can learn about Git and GitHub. And you can subscribe to my channel for further notifications and updates. And let us meet in some brand new video, and until then, keep exploring.